Hello, brokers. Oleg over here. Just introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing.
I'm Oleg. I'm co-founder and COO of CoinRule. CoinRule helps users to automate their investments across different platforms and markets. So we let you build automated trading strategies for cryptocurrencies on Binance, Coinbase Pro, Kraken, etc. But we're also adding non-crypto assets and platforms. So you'll be able to trade today crypto, tomorrow maybe stocks or equity or ETFs or FX on, let's say, different broker platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, brokers was in the FX market. We were doing spot and roll many years ago. Ran a syndicate, very successful, one of the most successful in London. So we understand that market as well. What is the USP? What's different about you, Oleg, as opposed to every other business that's in your space? What's your unique selling proposition?
Sure. We are really the most easy to use system to build these automated trading strategies, and I'm happy to show you a quick demo in a minute if you're interested. But basically the market out there, the trading tools in the market, focus on more sophisticated and advanced traders, but like the normal people who want to trade half an hour a day or maybe even a week, there is nothing for them out there. So our users really are looking for something that just helps them to automate the simple things, and we make those simple things actually easy to do.
Okay, good. Well, we'll have a look at that and we'll talk more, but let's talk on a general basis. Where's the market going for blockchain? Because it's really blockchain what you're involved in. Where is the next 10 years, 2020s, going to be for blockchain? We just heard from Chris that AI is the big game changer. Anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, AI obviously that's a big topic, and it actually aligns well with the topic of blockchain, because in a way blockchains are almost an operating system for a lot of other things. So AI-driven applications can run on them. But the topic I'm most excited about is decentralized finance. I mean, you can effectively start to replace many of the banking services, financial services we currently have today through almost a protocol level on which other people can then build applications. So you cut out a lot of middlemen. Now people say, is this already really happening? I mean, there's, as of today, over $1 billion locked in centralized finance applications on the Ethereum blockchain. So yeah, it is starting to happen.
What I would say as an assessment on that comment is this: everyone is a broker. We are the broker of brokers. That means that we are a little bit above everyone in a respectful manner. But if everyone is a broker, and if the future of blockchain, prop tech, AI, big data is about replacing the middleman, where's the middleman going to go? The middleman is going to become the principal. Right or wrong, Oleg?
It's an interesting way of putting it. I think there's a lot of truth in that, in the sense that there will be opportunities for the middleman to actually become part of this protocol level. But there'll be a split between those who fail and disappear and those who really prosper and become much bigger.
Because we were talking to other people in this space, and they said the same story, that no one wants to pay anymore for any service. They have to pay for products, but they're not mad about paying for that either. You still have to pay, but there's a different form of currency getting involved. How does this relate to, let's say, the currencies of Bitcoin and in that realm, Ethereum? How does this relate? Does that relate here?
Well, interesting point. I mean, it does, like the way how you pay a gas fee when you send Ethereum, or you pay small amounts of Bitcoin for each transaction. I think the name of the game here is that some of those transaction costs are becoming so small that the user does not actually really notice them, and that makes it actually possible for people to pay for, let's say, a newspaper subscription online, but in tiny amounts. Like, I don't want to pay for an Economist subscription, but I do want to read the occasional article. If I'm paying 0.0001 pound, that works well for me to read one article.
So we've been introduced to Oleg this morning, and it's worth sort of talking to him about what the Broker of Brokers does, the brand, the Broker of Brokers. I'm the founder of the brand, as you probably know viewers of this. You've seen us on the Chris Watkin interviews. You've seen us on Tip TV. We're representing a movie, 5 movies, £19 million project raise. And Oleg is a specialist in raising money as well from my research. But just to tell him so he knows, and maybe you if you're new to this channel or this platform, Broker of Brokers is about adding another layer to your offering. So our model is to make a movie of yourself. So whatever you're doing, let's say Oleg, we would present him in a package of saying, right, Oleg is special. That's clear to us. He's offering something amazing with integrity, purpose, and abundance. Those are the 3 elements that he must have. That he's actually changing the world, and he's a game changer. And we will represent him potentially in a manner that will attract not just his target audience, but new markets, because there's so many markets opening up in the next 10 years. So that's a little synopsis of that. And anything else to say as to, let's say, where you see your role in changing the market, Oleg, at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, what CoinRoot does is we help, and I don't like to use the word democratize, it's very overused, but we do democratize access to investment opportunities. So our users today, the only opportunities they have is to put their money in relatively boring passive funds. If they try to trade more actively, they get screwed by a market that's driven by bots, high-frequency trading, hedge funds, etc. By actually making advanced trading tools available to our users, we help, and also teaching them, also making it fun for them, making it engaging for them. We help the retail trader, the normal person, to actually compete in a very complex market. And that's where we really hope to make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, the retail investor is under the regulation of SEC in America, the SFA or FCA, new organization structure. Again, not being overly critical of any organization because they've got the good and bad things to deal with. But the problem is with regulation that someone has to pay for the regulation. And generally speaking, it's the private clients that pay. In my time as a broker, it was a case of having integrity yourself and making people money, self-regulating to some extent. Now, it's, in my opinion, the regulation has gone too far. It's got to a situation that when you're speaking to a client as a broker, you're giving them a risk warning, but that risk warning is too scary. And the truth of the matter is, in any market there is a risk, and you've got to look at the risk appetite of the client. What's interesting perhaps to discuss here is how the retail investor can, let's say, have some advice or some assistance. Is there within your service any form of advisory going on, or is it purely execution only?
Well, it's actually an interesting point, because it's no advice for sure, but it's also no execution, because the execution happens on the exchanges that connect with us. So the execution happens on the site of Binance or Coinbase or Kraken, etc. All you do through us is an interface where you design your strategy and the trades are then placed on the exchange. In terms of the advice, so we provide a lot of educational material, but we are, from a regulatory point of view, not in a position to really give our users advice on what's right, what's wrong. We do hope to actually get that level of regulatory license in the near term, so we can be a bit more proactive about that with our users.
Okay, that's very interesting, especially if you get regulation in this country, Luxembourg, or anywhere of interest. That is, Luxembourg is a place probably you're looking at. But I would say this, are professional investors using your service at the moment?
We've had some, let's say, bigger individual investors, and we've been approached by a few funds, so one family office, one hedge fund, who are interested in using CoinRoot. We've been adapting a few features specifically for them, and I do think on the medium term this will be a good value proposition for institutional clients as well.
Okay, so that's exciting news for the market. So you can do all instruments. Can you do, let's say, derivatives? Can you do derivatives of blockchain? I'm sorry, Bitcoin. Could you do, if you wanted to short Bitcoin, can that be done?
So we are about to add a couple of the leverage-focused exchanges, so BitMEX, Kraken Futures, with whom we have a partnership, and a few others. And then on those exchanges, you will be able to also short assets. But ultimately, it all depends on the exchange that we connect with.
And how easy is it feel? So, you know, in terms of stop losses, things like that, is that easily done?
Extremely easy. If you want, I can show you a quick demo of the product. Would you be interested?
Yes, absolutely. I'll be interested to see that one. Yes, let's have a quick look.